Hello, thank you so much for joining me, and today we're going to be doing crafts with mudlarking finds. I've got an idea for a picture. At this moment in time, it's just an idea. So let's do the idea together. Let's have a go together. I've got a few things together that I want to put in it. Maybe they will go in it, maybe they won't. We will put them together and see how we feel. But that's usually how I do things. I just usually have the things in front of me that I think I want to put in the picture or in the project that I want to do, and then I piece them together. And then it just flows, and you just find that, I think I've got this that'll go in it, I think I've got that that'll go in it. So yeah, join me, come with me, and you can do this with me. Right, I've got this little frame from the range. I don't know how much they were, £1.79. Well, the ones at the back were £1.79, very similar. Around that sort of price, nothing really. And the box frames. So what my idea was, I wanted to do something sewing, something related to sewing, because I wanted to use the Thames pins, and I'm going to use the ones that Marina sent me. If you remember, she sent me some lovely Thames pins that she found on the foreshore. So I wanted to use pins. I wanted to do something sewing. I've got buttons that I've found. There's some more downstairs. I can run down and get them. I've got thimbles. Yeah, so let's see how we go. So first of all, just take your back off. And your piece of paper that you don't need, because that's what we're going to be covering. Right, I quite like that. Sewing through the ages. So, I mean, I know the pins, the Victorian the pins. And then we've got, whatever that year is that 20s? And thimbles, don't know what year the thimbles are. So it's sort of an eclectic era of sewing. So first of all, I think I'm going to use this, which is, you can use any paper, whatever you want. This is, I've had this years and years. It's probably not, I don't even know if they still do it. I tell you, Lynn will be able to say it because she loves Tim Holtz. And this is Tim Holtz glassine, craft glassine paper. So I think, is it waxed paper? They call it glassine, but it's just waxed paper. But it's a lovely colour. As you can see, I haven't used it. I think I've used it once. Okay, so I've got a piece of that. I'm just going to put it on the square, and I'm just going to mark it like that. I can cut it. You've got a slicing machine, you can slice it. There's no need, if you've got a steady hand. You can cut it. Right, so I'm just going to have to go and get my double-sided tape. It's in the other craft room. 1 second. Let's just move that to one side. So I'm just going to put my double-sided tape on here. It's probably not going to stick that well, but it doesn't matter because the frame holds it in place. I say it's not going to stick that well because this is grease-proof paper, so it's got a waxy finish. To be honest, I doubt very much you're going to see any of this on it, because that picture I'm going to use is quite big. It was just in case. I don't want any edges showing. Right, you know where your top is because the hook. Don't forget to check that. I've done upside down pictures before. Easily done. Right, okay, that's given us a nice backing. Right, and then I want this. Yeah, I want this picture. Or should I go for that one? You know what, I think I'm going to go for that one. That sewing picture there. Oops. That one. Are these stickers? I think these might be stickers. Yeah, they are. But you know what? I want it raised. I want it just to sit a little bit higher than that. So I've got my double-sided foam tape. So I'm going to stick that on there. As you can see, everything's carefully measured. Not. Okay. So, by eye, just stick that in the middle. And you can see that that foam tape has made it sit just a little bit raised from there. Don't forget these edges will go against here, so don't put anything on the edges. You can always try it, stick it in. These metal things. Stick it in. There you go. To make sure there's nothing on the edges. Right, ping it back out again and carry on. Right, let's have a look. We've got some pins. How many should we use? We don't need to be too stingy because Marina sent us lots, and plus Jo sent us a ton as well, so we don't need to be too stingy with them. It's how to stick them on. Do we do it in a bundle? See, this is what I do. I just get out what it is you want to use and just keep messing until you've got the right combination of things. I think I will use the straightish ones for this project. Okay, well the batteries went, so I'm not sure what's recorded and what hasn't, because this one here, if it runs out of battery, it just stops and you lose everything that you've recorded. So I'm just going to do a quick recap, which was this for the frame. So I got the back of the frame out and I covered it in some glassine paper. You can cover it in whatever paper you want. And then I chose a sewing design that I had from my book of various stickers and things by Tim Holtz. Okay, so I chose that one because it was a sewing theme, and I've stuck it on there, as you can see. So now we're up to the point where the camera stopped before. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add the pins. Now these are the pins I got off Marina. She very kindly sent me these pins. These are Thames pins. Let me put a few on my hand for you. If you remember, oops, sorry, Thames pins. She sent me those all the way from the foreshore. I'm very, very grateful for. She sent me a lot more than that, but I'm just going to use a few of them. Okay, and the glue, I've chosen this glue. It's clear, and it should be strong enough. So hopefully that glue will do the trick. When you're doing these pictures, you just pick your theme. Okay, this one's going to be a sewing theme because I had the pins that I wanted to use. I've got some old thimbles to choose from, and I've got some vintage looking tape as well. But you choose your theme and then you just put things together from that theme. And I will do a few. I've got loads of these frames, so I'm going to be doing a few more of these, I think. Just different themes, but just show you how you can put just something very simple together using what you've got. It doesn't have to be, if you don't go mudlarking, it can be something else in your house that you've got that you like or whatever. You can just put things together in a similar sort of theme Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the pins. First of all, I'm just going to lay them on just to see what they look like and how I feel about them being in that position. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to put them, don't know if you can see, you see that? Oops, sorry, raise it up a bit. There, there's lots of writing on that background, but I want them to be seen, so there's a clear bit there of the background, so I'm probably going to try and glue them up there. Can you see? It's just a bit clearer there, just so it'll be noticed a lot easier. Right, so let's get gluing. I'm crossing them over, not just having them straight. I'm putting the glue on the head bit there. And this one, I'm going to put the glue on the pins because this pin is going to go over the top of them. Okay, the pins are glued on. I'm going to have to leave that to dry. I have an idea for this head. While this picture, the pins are drying, I've got a little idea for this head here to go in the doll's house. So just bear with me and I shall come back and I shall show you what my idea is. Right, I've no idea if this is going to work or not, but this was it. I thought for the doll's house, for the table, I could do a phrenology head with it. Just get a black felt tip and draw on the lines. It's only a model, it's only a mould of one of the heads that I found. So nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's have a go. Right, I'm going to draw it on. It doesn't have to be exact, does it? It's only here just so that you get the idea. So I'll start by dividing it into two. And just getting different views of it really. Right, there you go. It's only for the doll's house. Just to sit on the table. There you go. Just out of a mould of a head. A little phrenology head. Right, these are dried enough now to be able to work on it. So I also want to put on a button. So I'll put those pins back up there. I've got loads of buttons and I don't think they're in here though. Let's have a look. We've got a tiny little heart one, little glass one. You know what, I think I'm going to go 1, 2, what's that blue one? Yeah, I think I'm going to go with 3. I think an odd number is always better than an even number. So I think I'm going to go with something like those 3 buttons. Sorry, it's a bit hard to see. Oops, never mind. Those 3 buttons anyway. But I also want to add some of this tape. Let me show you this tape. This isn't vintage tape. You can find vintage tape measures. But it's a tape measure ribbon. So I want to use that somewhere on it as well. But also, I want to put, standing up in the bottom bit of this frame, I want to put a thimble, because as you know it's all a sewing theme. So we've got the tape, we've got the buttons, we've got the pins, we've got the instructions on the back, So I want to put a thimble in there. And I've got quite a few thimbles, but it's quite narrow. It's not very deep, that box frame. So I need a little one, and I think I have got a little one. So that's a bit of luck. I've got a little thimble that can fit in there. Oops. So let's tip out my thimbles. Oh, there you go. Hidden inside. I have got a tiny little thimble. I've got a few different thimbles here. Let me show you. I've got a few different thimbles, but I've got this one. That's the smallest one, which I've got that one. Has a door that opens on it, a little boot. But yeah, these ones can go back in there because, whoops, it is the smallest thimble that I want. So yeah, it's just all about grouping, grouping similar things on the same theme together in your frame, whether it's a small frame or a large frame. Yeah, that's not far off fitting in there. Might be a little bit too deep, but it's alright. The back just won't sit flush. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Right, what I want to do is get rid of that. Actually, it's left a bit of double-sided tape, so let's cut that end off with blunt scissors. Okay. Let's see. Right, I don't want that scissor on it, so because if you see, the tape had a little scissor on it. I don't want that in my picture. Right. So, but I don't want it to lie flat. You can put it flat. You could put it diagonally, like that. Look, you could put it diagonal on your picture. You could do however you want. But I want to do mine a little bit more 3D. I want it more like that, sticking up, seeing as it's a box frame. So I know I only want it that big. So I'm going to cut it there. Put that back with the rest of the ribbon and be very good putting things back. Right, let's get that glue again. I think it seems to be good glue. Now I'm going to put it on here. But it's just about trial and error sometimes as well. Sometimes things work and sometimes things don't work. Being put together, it's doesn't matter. You can unglue it or you can just not stick it on in the first place. Right, so I'm going to stick that there, and I'm going to stick that down there. Just going to hold it in place for a minute. So I've stuck both ends, and I've decided to stick the middle in as well of the tape. Let's see if I can bring it up. Oops. So it gives that sort of effect. Can you see? If you've got a box frame, you might as well make it all 3D. You might as well put that little bit of extra effort into it because it is a frame that takes a bit of depth. Okay, right, for buttons. I don't know if that glue will hold buttons. I'll have to read the instructions on it. Maybe not that button, actually. Not that button because it sticks up. Oh, you know what? We'll try it. Let's try it and see. It's supposed to be really good glue, this. So I want, I'm going to put the thimble probably there. Okay, right, so I'm just going to put a dab of glue on there for the little tiny button that I've got. Then I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the edge, sort of bows this button, so if I stuck it in the middle it probably wouldn't glue it. And then that bigger button there. I'll put it on the edge and put it on the edge and in that bit there in the middle of the shank. Oop, oop. In the hope that it will glue. Just gonna squeeze a little bit of glue there. Okay. Right, so just put the lid on this. We've now got our picture looking like this. I won't tip it up too far because the buttons aren't glued, obviously. But we've got, oops, 3 buttons, the tape, the background picture, which is a sewing picture, and the pins. Okay, so we just need to leave that to dry now. So I'm just going to leave that a few minutes, and then I shall be back to put it all together in the frame, and then I think it's done. Tell you what, because we're waiting for that glue to dry, I might as well glue this thimble in so we can wait for it all to dry in one go. Okay, so I want the thimble, let me just check. Yeah, off centre to this side. Just going to put a little bit of glue all the way around it. Off centre to that side. Right, there we are. We can leave that to set. Just pop it up there. Leave everything to set, and then we can put it together. But whatever picture you're making, the same sort of principles apply. Group things together that are very similar, and just stick them in a frame. Have a play around with it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There you go. Right, that's only been about 10 minutes now, and it's certainly dry enough to put together. So that's it, basically. Let me just show you a picture. You can choose any background, whatever it is you're putting together. There we go, I've stuck all those things on. I've got my thimble in my frame ready. So, fingers crossed, we can get this in. These metal bits are a bit of a pain to get past. Just check it. There we go. Just gonna pop the metal bits at the back. Okay. And there you have it. There's a little picture with Thames pins and sewing, some buttons that I've found, a thimble and all sorts of sewing related things. And I think you'll find that is a nice little picture. So yeah, have a go yourself. See if you can create anything, and don't forget, you've got to show me. You must send me pictures of anything that you make, anything that have inspired you to do, whatever theme it is. This is just a general idea of what you can do and how to do it. Very simple, but don't forget to show me yours. Okay, well here are the finds that we got from our last trip to Daisy Nook. Lots of pottery, as per usual, but I've put my favourite finds to the front because those are the ones that I'm going to show you. Okay, so what we've got is the glass bottle stopper. It's only half on the top there, but always a lovely find, a glass bottle stopper, always. And then we've got this bantel. Now I said I think it was something a trike, but I think it might have been off a scooter, a metal scooter. They did do trikes, but I think this size is off a metal scooter. And I think they had their factory in Scotland, and they finished trading around about 1996, just because the people weren't buying them. They just lack of sales, I think. But yeah, I thought I recognised it, and that's off a metal scooter. Got my half a teacup. I'm bound to do something with that, aren't I? A doll's house related. Got a little child's wooden brick. I quite like that. That will come in handy for something, I'm sure. Bottle stopper. Always a good little find, a bottle stopper. And this one, pan yam. Glass lid. That's beautiful, isn't it? Just lying there waiting for us to collect it, waiting for us to find it and rehome it. Always a good find. Pipe stems. Oh no, that's not pipe stems. Those pipe stems. A nice selection there, but that one is very, very thick, very, very, very coloured. But yeah, a whole selection of pipe stems, which will be going in my picture. They'll be definitely placed into my picture. Blue glass rod. Another thing that's always a nice find. Cobalt blue stirring rod. I haven't found many of these things, probably, I don't know, one or two maybe. And then there was this, and I was trying to get it, mailing, I think is the name on the bottom, MALING. You probably can't see it. Just turn it that way. Mailing. And I was looking it up, and then I found out what I thought it was, and then when I looked at it, it told me what it was. Can you see? It says marmalade. It's off a marmalade jar. It's based off of me. So I was scrunching my eyes up trying to read that thing on the bottom there, and then the clue was there all along. Marmalade jar. So yeah, that's a nice little base, which I'll probably use for something. Yep, lots of pottery, a bit of blue glass. That's a nice favourite piece. The really, really crackled one. The edge of missing some picture there. But my favourite and best find, which I so nearly walked past it. I saw it, just that bit, stick it, well, if you've seen the video, Daisy Nut, you'll see, it was just that bit sticking out in the sandbank. I was going to walk past it because I thought, nah, I've never found a pipe bowl there. I didn't expect to find a pipe bowl there, but I found this one. And now it's gone quite white, because it's been in and out of the sand for a week. But look at that, it's got a leaf on the back of it. Look, there's a little stem and a leaf. And it's amazing, and it's complete. And I love it. A pipe bowl, we've never found one in Daisy Nut before, so that was a great find. And obviously, it was a keeper. And then the last thing that I'll show you is this bullet. Unfired, but there's no bullet, so don't worry, it's not going to explode. It's got a hole there as well, don't know why it's got a hole there, but I believe from other people, not from me, because I have no idea about bullets, that it's a 303, World War I or World War II. So your guess is as good as mine, but a 303, unfired bullet, some soldier's bullet, no doubt. When I tell the story, it's a soldier's bullet, World War I, World War II. There you go, great. So yeah, some nice little finds there from Daisy Nut. I just thought I'd share them with you. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when we put any videos up. And also don't forget, if you really enjoyed it, we have got the Ko-fi link down below, which you can donate the price of a coffee to us, and we appreciate it very much. Thanks for watching. Bye.